We've had spotty showers since about 7 a.m. here in D.C., and the radar indicates it's going to continue, but nothing to stop football from happening at FedEx Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the Washington football team. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. Taking it about the 1. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard
line. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Throwing Jones. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 28 yards.
New York.
They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. Barkley hit and the ball pops free. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. So a first-quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost him.
52-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Haskins. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 yards on the play. First down.
At the 28-yard line.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down if you can get them the football in the passing game. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Yards on the pickup.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Oh, he's going to go for it all. Credit the Giants defense that time in pass coverage. 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything. With it after 3 plays, have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Washington field goal. A 49-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And it's 3-0 Washington. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense?
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. 30. Past the 20. They should have put a stamp on me in the locker room because I just delivered. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley. 78 yards. And the Giants have taken the lead. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Try the toss play to Love. James Bradbury there to make the tackle.
He was brought down.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Haskins hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 34-yard line. A first down there on a pickup of 25. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 34. From the gun, it's Haskins. And he'll find Hall. A gain of 6 there on first.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. To throw again on 2nd down. Haskins, open man, Taylor Gabriel. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Touchdown. Antonio Gibson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And Washington has retaken the lead. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good.
10. Giants 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same. but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here Jones gets it out quickly, complete. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
3-yard pickup, and it's 3rd down.
He's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Now a handoff here to his running back, and he stopped immediately there.
The running back.
And it's Reuben Foster in on the tackle. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
And there is a flag, so a big 2nd down pickup, but will it hold? So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Here's Barkley. Buying time to his left. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Daniel Jones sacked. He was taken down by Reuben Foster. And it's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. From the gun, Jones gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. 16. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Hands it off out of the gun. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
This defense is really thrown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown.
Barkley on the carry.
Saquon Barkley with his 19th touchdown, his second of the game. And the Giants are once again going to retake the lead. And that makes it 14-10.
It is good. Makes the score Giants 14, Washington 10.
Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. This will be fielded inside the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he's got this down to the 35. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Haskins will throw. That's complete to Moss out of the backfield. And he'll go down at the 28. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 1st down, it's Haskins. Here's Moss with a catch out of the backfield. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a 1st down for Washington on a pickup of 11. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Out of the shotgun, Haskins looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Haskins. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll get this to Antonio Gibson complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead.
Makes this Washington 17, Giants 14.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game. Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Well, the first two drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? Love has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A 1st down carry for Barkley. A gain of 3, 2nd down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 41-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun. Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. 45-yard line.
1st down, New York.
He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver. And he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. He's going to take another shot here. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Troy Apke. And he's into the clear. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington.
Washington.
Making back-to-back weeks now with a pick-6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick-6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I would play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Washington footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Fielded in the end zone.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half.
Jones pass. Intercepted. They'll take over 1st and 10. At the 19-yard line.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And it bangs off the right upright. No good. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. From the 35 on second down, Haskins. And that's caught inside the 30.
You thought you had it.
Touchdown, Washington. Taylor Gabriel hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Taken down by Ruben.
The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It was third and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
First down, New York.
In Washington territory now. Here's first and 10, right at the 40. Now Jones. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. The intended target, Saquon Barkley. And now it's second down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion. With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw. Jones. Throw left side complete. It's Phillips.
Jones pass.
They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. Fourth down.
Brings up fourth down.
Here's Jones. Throwing on fourth down. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Giants.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Back to throw. Jones. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
The tackle made by Dexter.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
On the pickup. It's 2nd and 8. At the 5.
Here's Love again. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Third down. Here's Haskins. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Here's Tressway now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape. 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, a free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Montez Sweat. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
3rd down. 3rd and long.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. From the gun, Jones. And he's going to go down again. Chase Young make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Giants go on fourth, but come up empty. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Haskins and the Washington offense going to come up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start the drive with Love here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
On the play. 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Haskins out of the gun. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd.
Washington on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Haskins, and that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Tressway now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive. And in a relative... He's got a man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 30 yards.
1st down, Giants.
From the gun, Jones. He's going to let it go again. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Gibson, and he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line.
Tackle made by B.J. Hill.
Tackle made that time by B.J. Hill.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 13-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Haskins. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 22 yards there, a 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Here's Haskins to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. The 20, 10, touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And Washington going to add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Look at this, middle of the field.
Do what we do.
And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown.
Touchdown, New York.
Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. The Giant offense going to stay on the field as they'll go for 2. Now this time he'll look to throw. And he's got it here for the 2 points, but there is a marker down, so we'll have to see what that's about. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because they had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 40-yard line.
On 2nd down now, it's Gibson. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And some space here. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
Credit the tackle to Isaac Yiadom.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They go play action with Haskins. And that will be incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. This to make it a 3-score game late. And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. And they're able to pick up the first and keep possession. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th.
At the 19-yard line.
Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was